Kung akala ni Maya ay itatago siya ni Tarek sa mundo, nagkamali siya. One Friday evening, Tarek told her to dress up. Not in her usual comfortable clothes or the oversized shirts she liked to wear at home, but something elegant. He even bought her a simple, modest floral dress and a silk scarf to match. "Where are we going?" Maya asked, smoothing the fabric of the dress. It felt expensive against her skin, soft, cool, and clearly not something bought from a discount store.
"To see my mother."
Tarek answered, smiling as he fixed his cufflinks.
"Ummi wants to meet you."
Kinabahan si Maya. Nanlamig ang kamay niya. The fear of judgment crept in. Sa mga teleserye na napanood niya, ang mga nanay ng mayayaman ay laging matapobre. "Your mother? Sir, I mean, Tarek, maybe she will get angry. I'm just a kasambahay, a nanny, a foreigner. I'm not one of you." Tarek stopped what he was doing. He walked over to her and held her hand, bringing it to his lips for a gentle kiss.
"Maya, listen to me.
He said firmly but gently.
You are not just anything. You are the woman who brought me back to life. And Ummi? She sees the heart, not the title. Trust me."
They drove to the Al Maktoum family estate in Al Batin. It was grand, with high walls and a gate that looked like it belonged to a palace. Inside, the garden was lush, with date palms and fountains. Kinakabahan si Maya habang naglalakad sila papasok. Mahigpit ang hawak niya sa braso ni Tarek. But the moment the heavy wooden doors opened, the atmosphere changed. It wasn't cold or intimidating. It was warm. It smelled of bukhur and rose water. Waiting for them in the majlis were Tarek's mother and his two sisters, Sarah and Fatima. Walang pangmamata, walang Donya effect. They welcomed Maya with open arms.
"So, this is the Maya who finally makes my stubborn son eat vegetables."
Umi teased, her eyes twinkling with kindness as she motioned for Maya to sit beside her. Maya blushed, her tension melting away. "Yes, ma'am. He needs his vitamins. He works too hard and forgets to eat." Tarek's sisters laughed.
Finally,
Fatima clapped her hands.
someone who can boss him around. We tried for years, but he acts like a king. He thinks he's invincible. But with you, look at him. He's like a lamb.
Tarek pretended to be offended, taking a sip of his Arabic coffee.
"I am not a lamb. I am a lion."
A lion who finishes his soup because Maya said so.
Sarah added, making everyone laugh again. Maya watched them. She saw how they looked at Tarek, not with fear, but with love. And she saw how they looked at her, with gratitude. After dinner, habang nag-uusap si Tarek at ang umi niya, nilapitan ni Sarah si Maya.
Maya, come with me to the garden.
Sarah invited.
The moon is beautiful tonight.
Sumama si Maya. The garden was peaceful. The sound of the fountain filled the silence.
I want to thank you.
Sarah said suddenly, breaking the quiet. For what, ma'am? Maya asked.
For bringing him back.
Sarah said, looking at her brother through the glass window of the house.
You know, Tarek wasn't always like that. He used to be happy. He used to laugh a lot. But after his divorce, 5 years ago, he turned into stone.
Napatingin si Maya kay Sarah. Alam na niyang separated si Tarek, pero hindi niya alam ang detalye.
He closed his heart.
Sarah continued.
He drowned himself in work. He became rich, yes. Successful, yes. But he was empty. We tried to introduce him to women, princesses, heiresses, doctors, but he didn't care. He looked at them like they were furniture.
Humarap si Sarah kay Maya at hinawakan ng kamay nito.
But tonight, I saw him laugh. I saw him look at you like you are the only person in the room. You melted the stone, Maya. We don't care where you are from or what your job is. You made our brother human again.
Tumulo ang luha ni Maya. She didn't realize the weight of what she had done. She thought she was just loving him. I love him, ma'am, Maya whispered. I really do.
I know.
Sarah smiled.
And he loves you. I haven't seen him protect anyone the way he protects you.
Pagbalik nila sa loob, nagpaalam na sila. Before they left, Ummi held Maya's hand one last time.
Status is paper. Money is sand.
The old woman said softly.
But genuine care, that is gold. Thank you for giving him gold.
Sa gabing iyon, naramdaman ni Maya na welcome siya, hindi bilang kasambahay or nani, kundi bilang parte ng pamilya. The happiness continued. 2 days later, Tarek surprised her again.
Pack a bag.
Tarek said.
We're going for a drive.
Dinala siya ni Tarek sa labas ng city. Malayo sa skyscrapers, malayo sa traffic. They drove deep into the desert, where the sand dunes turned from yellow to deep red. Huminto sila sa gitna ng kawalan. The silence was deafening but peaceful. Tarek set up a blanket on the hood of his Land Cruiser. Whatever billionaire luxury he had, he traded it tonight for simplicity. Just them, the sand, and the sky.
Look up.
Tarek pointed. Napanganga si Maya. The sky was full of stars. Without the city lights, the Milky Way was visible, a river of diamonds stretching across the darkness. Ang ganda! Bulong ni Maya.
It is.
Tarek agreed, but he wasn't looking at the sky. He was looking at her. Humiga sila sa hood ng sasakyan. Magkatabi, magkahawak kamay.
In the desert, you cannot hide.
Tarek said softly.
The desert strips you of everything. Your money, your title, your clothes. Here, you are just a soul.
He turned to face her, his hand reaching out to stroke her cheek.
And my soul recognizes yours, Maya.
Napaluha si Maya. It was the most romantic thing anyone had ever said to her. Kiko never said things like this. Kiko only talked about his problems, his debts, his motorcycle. Thank you, Tarek, Maya whispered, for showing me this, for making me feel worthy.
You are worthy of the world, Maya.
Tarek kissed her forehead.
Never forget that.
Nagstay sila doon ng ilang oras. Nagkwentuhan tungkol sa childhood ni Maya sa probinsya, tungkol sa pangarap ni Tariq na magtayo ng school. For a moment, life was perfect. Walang past, walang future, just the now. Pero kung gaano ka-perfect ang buhay niya kay Tariq, ganoon naman kagulo ang phone niya. Ang perfect bubble nila ay pilit pinubutas ng realidad galing Pilipinas. Kiko kept calling. Dati, umiiyak si Maya kapag nakikita ang pangalan nito. Ngayon, naiinis na lang siya. The contrast between Tariq, who gives, and Kiko, who takes, was becoming painfully clear. Maya avoided his calls, pero binabasa niya ang mga text messages nito. From Kiko.
Maya, sagutin mo naman ako. Miss na kita. Wala na akong pera panghulog sa motor. Tulungan mo naman ako. Babalik ka ba o hindi? Kung hindi, magpapakamatay na lang ako. May iba ka na ba? Ang kapal naman ng mukha mo matapos ang lahat ng pinagsamahan natin.
Manipulation. Pure manipulation. One afternoon, Tariq came home early from the office. He was excited to see Maya, carrying a box of her favorite chocolates from Pachi. As he opened the door, he heard Maya in the living room. She was on the phone, her back turned to the door. Her voice was shaking, not with sadness, but with anger. Kiko, stop it! Maya shouted at the phone. We are done! How many times I have to tell you? Natigilan si Tariq sa may pinto. Hindi siya tumuloy. Nakinig siya. Stop threatening me! Maya cried, frustration evident in her voice. Hindi na ako babalik sa'yo. I am not sending you money anymore. Tama na yung mga naibigay ko sa'yo for 5 years. Silence on the other line. Then, Maya spoke again. Her voice, softer but firm, creating a wall between her past and her present. Because I found another love. Napahawak si Tariq sa dibdib niya. Napangiti siya ng sobra. The heavy feeling in his chest vanished.
She found another love.
Alam niyang siya yun. Ever since that steamy night, hindi pa sila nagsasabihan ng I love you. Puro actions lang. Puro gestures. But hearing it from her own lips confirmed everything. So please, Kiko, leave me alone, Maya said before ending the call and throwing the phone on the sofa. Dahan-dahang umatras si Tariq sa labas ng pinto. Binuksan niya ulit ito at isinara ng malakas.
Maya, I'm home!
He shouted cheerfully, pretending he just arrived. Mabilis na pinunasan ni Maya ang luha niya, inayos ang buhok at tumakbo papunta sa kanya. Tariq, you're early! Tariq dropped the chocolates and hugged her tight, lifting her slightly off the ground. He buried his face in her neck, breathing her in.
Yes, I missed you. The office was boring without you.
He didn't mention the call. He didn't need to. Knowing she chose him was enough. He would handle the past later if needed. Kinabukasan, Sabado. The morning sun was streaming through the windows. Maya was in the shower, singing a Filipino song happily. Bakit ngayon ka lang dumating sa buhay ko? Pilit pinubuksan ang sarado ko ng puso. Ikaw ba? Naiwan ang cellphone niya sa ibabaw ng bedside table. Biglang umilaw ang screen. Nagring. Tiningnan ito ni Tariq habang nagkakape. Calling Kiko. Napangisi si Tariq. Naalala niya nung unang araw na nakita niyang tumatawag si Kiko sa phone ni Maya. Ang pangalan ni Kiko noon sa contacts ay My Love, heart emoji. Ngayon, Kiko na lang. Walang heart emoji, walang love. Just a name. Just a label for a nuisance.
Good.
Isip ni Tariq.
He is demoted. He is irrelevant.
Napaisip tuloy siya.
What is my name on her bone? Sir Tariq? Or maybe my Tariq?
Habang naaamuse siya sa kakaisip, hindi tumitigil ang ring ng phone. Istorbo. Tariq's playful smile faded. He looked at the bathroom door. Maya was singing inside, unaware of the intrusion. Tariq made a decision. He was done watching her cry over this man. Dinampot niya ang phone at sinagot.
Hello?
Tariq said, his voice deep, authoritative, and terrifyingly calm. Sa kabilang linya, natigilan si Kiko.
Hello?
Boses ni Kiko, naguguluhan.
Sino to? Bakit nasa iyong cellphone ni Maya?
English.
Tariq commanded.
Speak English.
Who are you?
Kiko stammered, clearly intimidated by the baritone voice.
Where is Maya? Why did you answer her phone?
Tariq walked towards the window, looking out at the Abu Dhabi skyline, like a king looking down on a peasant.
Maya is with me now.
Tariq said firmly.
I am her boyfriend. And from what I know, she has officially broken up with you already.
Katahimikan sa kabilang linya. The shock was palpable.
So stop bothering her,
Tariq threatened calmly.
or I will use my connections there in the Philippines to arrest you for harassment. Do not test me. I can make your life very difficult.
Biglang nagpanik si Kiko. Narinig ni Tariq ang pag-iyak nito. Fake crying. The sound of a desperate man losing his cash cow.
Sir, no. Please,
Kiko begged.
don't arrest me. I really love her, sir. I cannot live without her.
Napataas ang kilay ni Tariq.
Drama.
Please, sir.
Kiko continued, sniffing loudly.
My life is falling apart without her, especially now. My motorcycle will be pulled out by the dealer if I cannot pay the balance this week. Maya usually helps me. I don't know what to do.
Natigilan si Tariq.
Motorcycle. He is crying about losing the girl and the motorcycle in the same sentence?
Napangisi si Tariq. Nakita niya ang butas. Nakita niya ang presyo ni Kiko. He realized Maya wasn't losing a partner. She was shedding a parasite.
Oh,
Tariq said, cool and collected.
is that the only thing you are crying about? The motorcycle?
Well, yes. And I really love Maya. You know, but the bike is my service. I will lose my job without it. It is my life.
Kiko admitted, his voice cracking. Tariq shook his head in disgust. This man was cheap. Maya's heart was worth less than a two-wheeled machine to him.
How about I make you an offer?
Tariq said, he's a businessman. He knew how to buy assets and he knew how to dispose of liabilities.
I have employees in Manila.
Tariq explained.
I can ask them to reach out to the store where you got your motorcycle. I will pay off the remaining balance. Fully paid.
Natahimik si Kiko.
but on one condition.
Tarek added sharply.
You will never contact Maya again. Block her number. Delete her from your life. Forever. If I see one more text, one more call, the deal is off, and you go to jail.
Mabilis pa sa 4:00 ang sagot ni Kiko.
Yes, sir.
Kiko shouted, sounding instantly energized.
That would be great. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Napawi bigla ang iyak, parang batang nabigyan ng candy.
You are truly a blessing, sir.
Kiko added shamelessly.
Don't worry, I will delete her number now. Goodbye, Maya. Hello, motor.
Tarek felt sick to his stomach. Maya cried for years over this man? Maya questioned her worth because of this?
Okay,
Tarek said coldly.
I'll get this done right away. Someone will go to your place to ask you to sign an agreement. If you break it, I will take the bike back and send you to jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Give me the papers. I will sign.
Give me your address and the dealer's details.
Ibinigay ni Kiko ang lahat ng detalye nang walang pag-aalinlangan. Masaya pa siya. Nag-thank you pa ulit ng paulit-ulit bago ibaba ang tawag. Binaba ni Tarek ang phone.
Chia bastard.
He whispered, placing the phone back on the table. Hindi alam ni Tarek, tapos na maligo si Maya. Nakatayo siya sa likod ng partition wall ng kwarto. Basang-basa pa ang buhok, nakabalot ng tuwalya. Narinig niya ang lahat. She heard Tarek's offer. She heard Kiko's voice on the loudspeaker. He's happy, enthusiastic.
Yes, sir.
Nanghina ang tuhod ni Maya. Napasandal siya sa pader para hindi matumba. The motorcycle. Kiko chose the motorcycle over her without hesitation. 5 years together. 5 years of sending money kahit nung nasa Pilipinas pa siya. Then, sacrificing abroad, skipping meals to send him balikbayan boxes. And he traded her for a fully paid motorcycle? Ang sakit. Parang sinaksak ang puso niya. Pero, iba yung sakit ngayon. Dati, sakit ng panghihinayang at pagmamahal. Ngayon, sakit ng katotohanan. The truth that she was never loved, only used. Napapikit si Maya. Tumulo ang luha niya. I was so stupid, she thought. I cried for that man? I begged for that man? Gusto niyang kumagulgol. Gusto niyang sumigaw sa galit. Pero tinakpan niya ang bibig niya gamit ang palad niya. She didn't want Tarek to hear. She didn't want to ruin their moment because of her worthless ex. Tarek just bought her freedom. Tarek just proved how much he values her peace of mind by paying off a pest just to see her smile. She slowly, quietly tiptoed back to the bathroom. Humarap siya sa salamin. Pula ang mata niya. Namamaga. Naghilamos siya ulit. Huminga ng malalim. Enough, Maya, she whispered to her reflection. He is paid off. You have no more debt of gratitude. You are free. Don't shed another tear for him. Pinilit niyang ngumiti. She fixed her hair and put on a brave face. When she came out of the bathroom, Tarek was sitting on the bed, holding his phone, looking proud of himself. He looked like a man who just closed the most important deal of his life.
Oh, you're done.
Tarek smiled, putting his phone away quickly.
Anything interesting happen while I was waiting?
Dumingin si Maya kay Tarek. She saw a man who didn't ask for anything but her presence. A man who introduced her to his family. A man who took her to the stars. A man who defended her honor. Maya walked over and hugged him tightly. Ibinaon niya ang muka sa dibdib nito para hindi nito makita ang namumula niyang mata. Nothing, Maya whispered into his chest, letting his warmth seep into her cold heart. I just realized how lucky I am to have you. Tarek hugged her back, kissing the top of her wet hair.
I am the lucky one, Maya.
In Tarek's mind,
Problem solved.
in Maya's mind, goodbye, Kiko. Hello, my forever. Hello, kabayan! Maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa Kwentong Pag-ibig True Stories channel. Sana nagustuhan nyo itong chapter ng kwentong ito. Para ma-notify ka kapag na-publish na ang susunod na chapter, please subscribe and hit the notification bell para lagi kang updated sa talaga namang kaabang-abang na mga kwentong pag-ibig. Salamat ulit at hanggang sa muli.